What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbookboxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to continue examining 100 years of World Championship fights. Now, this is for the WBC Welterweight Championship belt. Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez. Benitez is the champion. Ray Leonard's the #1 contender. Ray Leonard began boxing in 1977, and he would earn $40,000 in his first fight. He was the 1976 Junior Welterweight champion in the gold medal rounds in Montreal in the Olympic Games. Now, Wilfred Benitez, he would become the junior welterweight champion when he would defeat Antonio Cervantes, Kid Pampalay. At 17, he was the youngest champion of all times. They call him the Radar because he was a very good defensive fighter. So right now we're looking at Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez. 1979, it was the main event of the Vito Antuofermo, Marvelous Marvin Hagler fight that we saw in the other video. And one side note, why Marvin Hagler was so enthused of fighting Sugar Ray Leonard, because he always felt as though he was underneath Ray Leonard's accomplishments, if you will, as Larry Holmes was with Muhammad Ali. See, Marvin Hagler earned $50 for his first professional fight. $50. Ray Leonard earned $40,000 for his first fight. Ray Leonard was the golden boy. And what really upset Marvin Hagler was that he had to play the undercard on this fight. And he would get a draw with Vito Antuofermo, and he would not bring home the championship belt as Ray Leonard did. That didn't help matters with the relationship of Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Now, right now, what Ray Leonard's trying to do is establish the control. He met Benitez in the middle of the ring and said, "This is where we're going to be fighting." He shuffles consistently and makes Benitez go backwards. What I see in Ray Leonard, a lot of mistakes right now, is he's overshooting his punches. He's not throwing them down the pipe, and that's a mistake for a young fighter. He's cutting the ring off nicely, but I still don't like the way he's looping his punches. Working for him, but I just don't like that. As for Benitez, this is the way he's always fought. But as Ray Leonard moves on with his career, he will correct those technical flaws, if you will, and he will become a much better fighter. Now, what's important for Ray Leonard is to keep the jab out there. He doesn't always have to hit Benitez, but he wants to keep Benitez from doing what he plans on doing. He has to readjust himself after Ray Leonard throws the jab. These men do not like each other. Benitez's sister Juanita was dating Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard has Angelo Dundee in his corner.
Here in Angelo Dundee telling Leonard, don't load up with the right hand. Just box.
This fight took place in Las Vegas, Nevada. Like I said, it was the main event of the Marvin Hagler and Vito Antuofermo World Middleweight Championship bout.
Ray Leonard a bit anxious in that first round. In his first World Championship bout. Leonard landed the most telling blows in the first round. But did load up with that right. Let's see if he settles down here in the second. Let's see if the champion Benitez has unearthed the nugget as far as Leonard's defense and a possible weakness.
Now, right now, Ray Leonard is fighting a lot like Jose Napoles. This is similar of the way Jose Napoles fights. One of the top welterweight champions in boxing history.
not loading up with the right hand, at least not yet here in the second. Midway point of the second. Inside hook to the body. Benitez defensive right now.
Now, the mistake Benitez is making right now, he's allowing Ray Leonard
Shoots a right to the body.
to stay on balance. He was allowing him to get set. Very good body punch by Ray Leonard. Once again, Ray Leonard is allowed to stay flat-footed and dictate the pace of this fight, the distance and range of this fight. Benitez is the champion. He should not allow that.
Benitez not able to muster any offense here. Lead right hand, fell a little short. There's a right
Very
hand.
good punch by Benitez. He needs to continue.
His best punch of the fight. Inside that jab and gets in close, Leonard's hand speed is too much and Leonard wins the exchange. And caution for pushing down the head of Benitez.
Yeah, the problem Benitez seems to be having is the speed of Ray Leonard when he throws his punches.
Leonard again loading up with that right hand. He's missed it over the top.
Benitez is a very good and outstanding defensive fighter. So he can take a little bit of a chance and not so much worry about the speed. But he has to be able to make his presence known and get his punches off. That's very important when you're in a fight like this.
Benitez landed his best punch of the fight in the fourth. But did he do enough to win the round? "21-year-old Wilfred Benitez making the second defense of his WBC Welterweight Championship. How will he negate the hand speed of Ray Leonard? Round 5 underway. Benitez was dropped near the end of round number 3. At stake, Benitez WBC World Welterweight Championship. Sugar Ray Leonard in his first title fight, in his first world title fight. Left hook, partially blocked by Benitez. Almost looks like Leonard now is trying
That was a nice combination thrown by Ray Leonard.
let Benitez make the first move and use his hand speed to punish him on the way
He's
in.
feeding off of the energy of Benitez. Once again, he flicks a jab over to Benitez. Benitez reacts,
Left hand from Leonard.
and Ray Leonard will continue to jab. So whatever Benitez does, Ray Leonard will react towards it.
To the top. Either that or he's out of range. Reaches and Leonard taps him with a
Oh, good jab by Leonard. Leonard is in full control as a contender, not as a champion. Benitez is the champion. This should not be happening. Benitez needs to take the playoff away from Ray Leonard. Good feint by Benitez. You don't want to over feint. Just one or two feints and then you make a move. Whether you punch or you step to the side. You're trying to get your opponent to react so you can see what he's vulnerable to. Now right now, Ray Leonard is banging back with Benitez. Benitez needs to stand his ground and bang back with Ray Leonard. And that's what needs to happen.
As Ray Leonard in his first bid for a world championship, taking on Wilfred Benitez. Every time Benitez doubles up his jab and gets inside, Leonard has a blistering combination for him.
Benitez is making this fight so easy for Ray Leonard. Benitez should be circling around Ray Leonard. He needs to find which direction is a little more complicated for Leonard and go in that direction.
Leonard running a very smart fight technically. Loading up with the right hands in round one. His trainer Angelo Dundee pointed that out after the first round. Leonard settled down. In round number 3, he dropped Benitez late in the round with a fast left hand. Flash knockdown. But a knockdown nonetheless. I have 5 rounds to nothing for the challenger Leonard. But a long way to go in the scheduled 15-rounder. Leonard landing a shot, getting out of range.
Benitez won the Junior Welterweight Championship belt away from Antonio Cervantes in 1976. We're now in 1979. Benitez is defending his second belt, WBC Welterweight Championship crown. Ray Leonard. He suffers a headbutt, and that will haunt him for the remainder of this fight.
Blood streaming down his face. Don't know if that was from a punch or an accidental clash of heads. Right on the top of the forehead. Now Benitez tasting his own blood, digs in.
Now that blood would not stop. It's in the middle of his forehead.
Now the work on that cut.
That's one of the worst places you can have a cut. Especially in the middle of a championship fight, because they're scheduled to go 15 rounds.
The boxer has to deal with the blood and sweat running into the eyes. Take a look right here. Let's see if it was a clash of heads or a punch.
That's a headbutt. It was initiated by Benitez. You can't put Marcel Solution or Adrenaline 1000 because it'll run down into the eyes. So the only thing you can do is put Abilene or Vaseline on a cut like that.
That could be a problem. Because if it drips into the eye as a punch is coming, it could mean havoc for the fighter. Round 7 underway. Leonard in total control.
Leonard looks very comfortable in there, and he should not feel comfortable at all.
WBC Welterweight Championship.
Very nice jab by Ray Leonard. There's too much movement, upper body movement going on with Benitez. That's not necessary. He needs to move around in a circle, and he needs to put his punches together. Make Ray Leonard react to it. See, Ray Leonard doesn't have to move, and he's still controlling Benitez, although Benitez is doing a lot of oogie-jerk movement. Almost looks like a professional in there with an amateur. Benitez needs to relax himself. Oh, nice jab by Leonard. Benitez is standing right in front of Ray Leonard.
Right now he's being outboxed. He's got a cut. Does he open up the throttle a bit more? Take a few chances. Benitez kind of shaking his left hand. Wonder if he hurt it there. Maybe getting the elbow of Leonard. That blood dripping out of the cut on the forehead of Benitez. See if Leonard starts to pepper him with a jab.
Beautiful jabs by Ray Leonard. You see the short feints by Ray Leonard.
See if this changes Benitez.
He's trying to see what Benitez will react to.
He's got a cut.
Ray Leonard is going for the knockout. He's trying to look for the knockout as early as these first couple of rounds.
Benitez kind of shaking his left hand. Wonder if he hurt it there. Maybe getting the elbow of Leonard. Left hook blocked by Benitez.
Leonard's moving in. He believes he's seeing an opening. Benitez needs to show him there is no opening.
Leonard looks very relaxed, looks in control, looks confident.
Nice jab by Ray Leonard.
Benitez eats another jab.
Beautiful short left hooks Ray Leonard is throwing, and he's coming back with the jab. This is what is necessary, especially when you're in there with a fighter like Benitez.
Masterful boxing performance by Leonard.
You have to keep Benitez guessing and changing his approach every second of this fight.
Is he doing enough to take the champion's belt?
One of the things I noticed with Ray Leonard, he's been taught every time he throws one punch, he throws the second punch with the opposite side. So if he throws a right hand, he comes back with a left hook.
Right over the top to end round number 7.
Now Benitez would win the WBC Welterweight Championship belt away from Carlos Palomino in 1979, that same year. Like I said, he won the Junior Welterweight Championship belt from Kid Pambale, Antonio Cervantes. Benitez was stripped from that title because he didn't give Kid Pambale a rematch.
And Leonard knocked Benitez down in round 3. The round he was winning, nonetheless. Scoring standpoint, I have it 70-62 in favor of Leonard. What will Benitez do? Turn this fight in his favor. Can he get inside on Leonard and string together some combinations that hurt?
Very important jabs Ray Leonard is throwing, because what it does is it confuses Benitez.
On the outside,
Ray is pinpointing the movement of Benitez, the upper body movement.
Benitez could go 30 rounds and not have a shot.
There's too much movement from Benitez. This unnecessary movement Benitez is showing Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard is totally relaxed.
Whether he lands or not,
Benitez has to keep Ray Leonard circling. That has to happen so he doesn't come off with hooks after he jabs. Because eventually Benitez will get caught with something.
someone in the Leonard camp said, pick it up, Ray, pick it up. I may have it clearly scored in Leonard's favor, but I'm not one of the 3 judges at ringside. Hard right hand to the body. Leonard has been trying to time that big right hand. Benitez seems to always duck it. last round. Benitez steadied the ship. Same left hand that dropped him.
Oh, good jab by Ray Leonard. Now Leonard decides to turn Benitez. What Benitez needs to do is cut the ring off. When Ray wants to turn towards his left, Benitez has to cut Ray off, make him go the opposite way. That will frustrate a fighter like Ray Leonard, because he's born to dictate things, as Muhammad Ali is. So he has to change the script on Ray Leonard, and that will frustrate him.
Right hand from Benitez.
Good punch by Benitez.
Right on the jaw of Leonard.
But he has to continue. He cannot pose and start over again.
And that's how the 12
See, Ray Leonard is throwing punches too wide.
Benitez did not do much in the round, but he did end the round with a good right hand. Was it enough to steal the round? Let's listen to Angelo Dundee. You heard Angelo Dundee say, look like a winner, push him back, we need this round. Here's Benitez, 3 minutes away from losing his championship. He's been down once, hurt a second time, in round 11. I think Leonard's fought a beautiful fight, a smart fight. I have him comfortably ahead. I think Benitez needs a knockout to win.
Now, the referee is Carlos Padilla. He is the referee from the Philippines that would referee the bout between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali in their third fight, Thrilla in Manila.
These next 3 minutes could tell the tale.
He did a great job in that fight, and that's what brought him to the States and become a referee
Lunging left by
and claim
Leonard, blocked by
citizenship
Benitez.
of the United States.
Toe-to-toe, wins the exchange.
Ray Leonard is opening up on Benitez. He sees an opening,
Again, Benitez no ducks away from the right.
and he was told by Angelo Dundee that he needed this round.
Lead right hand by Leonard. Combination to the body by the challenger.
Once again, Ray Leonard is overthrowing his right hand.
Good left hand by Leonard to the body. Benitez answers with left hooks to the body and chin. Leonard with an uppercut to the body.
Leonard should be able to get Benitez out of there because Benitez doesn't seem to have a game plan. His hands are low,
Staying in close, not using his jab.
and he's
Benitez
actually
scores.
desperate at this
Left
point.
hand by the champion. Another left by Benitez.
Benitez will
And
get caught
another.
with something.
Again, Leonard wild with that right hand. Short shot inside, scored by Benitez. Champion isn't letting his title go
If
away
Ray
easily.
Leonard was able to throw
Benitez
straight
digging in,
right
shows
hands,
Leonard.
he would have gotten Benitez out of there a long time ago.
Cross scored by Leonard.
Very good fight between these two men. This is how you hustle down the stretch in a championship fight.
High stakes drama here in Las Vegas. Benitez trying to hold on to his welterweight championship. Leonard not backing down. Right hand scored by Benitez.
Benitez has to do this because he was down once.
Benitez leg buckle.
He got caught once again. He will not
And for
complete
the
this
second
round.
time. That could be the difference.
Benitez doesn't want to fight anymore.
Carlos Padilla checking on Benitez. See the time left in the fight. Leonard steps in with a left.
Yeah, this fight is over.
And he stops
Ray
it.
Leonard is the brand new WBC welterweight champion of the world.
Ray Leonard has taken Benitez welterweight championship. Versus local hero Wilfred Benitez.
And here we have Carlos Palomino
Right side of your screen.
and Wilfred Benitez in 1979, earlier that month, that year I should say. That's when Benitez took the title away from Carlos Palomino. And he would lose that WBC Welterweight Championship belt to Ray Leonard.
Right here at this stadium in a 15-round split decision. He is now
Now getting back to the Ray Leonard and Benitez fight for one moment. It was scheduled for 15. The over and under betting was that the fight would not go the distance. And it was about 9 seconds before Carlos Benitez stopped that fight. Had he not stopped the fight, and it went 15 rounds, the books would have came out on top.
Round 5. Good jabs from Benitez. Carlos Palomino lives in Los Angeles. He is the #1 fighter and attraction at the Olympic Auditorium. And he's coming down here to defend his title against El Radar, Wilfred Benitez.
Alright, I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. 100 years of World Championship fights. We just looked at Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez. We're just looking at a few rounds of Wilfred Benitez and Carlos Palomino. Thanks for hanging in with me. Until the next video, 100 years of World Championship fights will continue. Thanks for watching. Peace.
From those two countries, the right hand, a quick right hand. Benitez tried a combination. 14th round of a long fight, January day in Puerto Rico. Doubling up with the jab is Benitez. Looks no worse for the wear. 14th round, and he's still quick and he's still dangerous. Palomino digging to the body. Benitez would do best to get off those ropes, but he is effective. Little rope-a-dope action right here.
This is how Benitez got knocked out when he fought David Hilton.
Palomino digging into the belt line.
Riding the ropes with his hands down.
A new strategy. Saying, bring it on. Good combination.
Good double uppercut by Benitez.
Full force, both of them. It's a war of wills right here on the ropes. Exchanging combinations. Benitez, then Palomino. That's the end of round 14. The crowd rises. Seconds of round 15, and what a ride it's been here in Puerto Rico so far. Two warriors who haven't given an inch. Palomino continues to dig to the body. There's the bell. What a fight. Neither fighter willing to give in. Of course, the locals cheering their hero, Wilfred Benitez. But we have to await the decision.
Vota 143, 148. El nuevo campeón.
Benitez is the WBC welterweight champion of the world.
Wilfred Benitez has just won the WBC welterweight title, taking it away from the champion Carlos Palomino, and I've been here in Puerto Rico in front of the home fans.
Wilfred Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard, 1979. What a fight that was.
One punch at a time. Either that or he's out of range. Leonard digs in with the right cross. Not really stepping into the ground. Steps in there. Gets Leonard and Leonard responds. End of round number 5. As Ray Leonard in his first bid for a world championship, taking on Wilfred Benitez. Leonard gets Benitez with the right hand. Also got in a little left.